Interesting thought process.
That's a great question.
Oh, that's really hard. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was going to be like this.
Wow, that's a good question.
Another good but difficult question.
Welcome to Casual Conversations with your host, Mike Oppenheim.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Mike Oppenheim, and you are listening to another Casual Conversations, and I have my longtime old great friend who has actually been on the other podcast, Coffin Talk, and this podcast once, so twice total, Pepe Guzman, and he is up in Portland, Oregon, and I've said this before, but he's the best roommate I ever had, and for those of you who are international, roommate means like flatmate. It doesn't mean we shared a room, because then he would be the worst ever, but we shared an apartment together, and I've had like 30 different roommates, and he is by far the best. So I'm here to celebrate life with Pepe. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Mike? Yeah, thanks for the warm intro.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's always good to talk to you, and I wanted to have you on, and I said this a couple months ago just because you're fun to talk to, but also there's like weird topics I never get to write about or talk about enough, and you are the person I want to reflect on those ideas with and talk to them about them. So are you game for this?
I'm game, Mike, and as time allows, I've got some questions I'd like to ask you. I think they're funny.
All right.
One thing I love, Mike, and it's a little controversial because it's gotten a bad rap. I love icebreakers.
Oh,
right?
Nice, yeah.
We've all had those awful experiences with icebreakers, be it at work, be it at a college orientation. What animal would you be? Like, no. That's not my kind of icebreaker. So you're an extremely bright, funny guy, and I ask icebreakers every week at our meetings at work. So I've got a few for you if you'd like them.
I would love it, yeah.
All right. So let's say they're making a movie about you, okay?
Okay.
They're like, Mike, we're making a movie about you. We love you. It's amazing. Who would you want them to cast as you? And who would you be scared of them casting you as? So, like, for instance, for me, I'd be scared that they'd be like, you know who you look like? Kenny Rogers. I'm like, oh my God, no.
Yeah. Well, that's a really good question. I am the worst person to ask this question only because I only know actors' names up through like a certain year, and then I just stopped paying attention. So I couldn't name anyone who's relevant today, probably. But that doesn't really affect the answer. So the one I'd be the most afraid of would be like Jack Nicholson in like his like I'm getting old and my face is drooping way. Like, and I'm not saying I do or do not look like that, but it would just be like if the guy playing me, because I'm like 42 and I'm on the cusp of no longer ever looking like a young man. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like I see the transition that you're on like the middle other side of, and like we both know it, everyone knows it. And if you're in your 40s, like personally, I don't take any products, but like, I know a lot of people dye their hair, people who have like plugs and stuff like that, and I'm not knocking that at all. I'm saying like that's the sign. But meanwhile, so I just would be like any actor that would like play me that way would be unflattering. And so I thought of Jack Nicholson immediately because he had like thinning hair and just kind of like got weird as he got older. Everyone still thought he was cool, but he wasn't like, traditionally attractive. And then the person I would want to play me, I just have to go back to like, because I get told I look like him, so it's flattering to me, is Mark Ruffalo.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was told I looked like him maybe like 5 years ago, and I'd never heard of him. And then they're like, "You've never heard of the Hulk?" And I was just like, "Dude, I'm embarrassingly out of it." But I looked at pictures. I don't agree, but I would love to agree.
Fair enough. I would take Mark Ruffalo as well.
Nice.
For sure. So anyone haggard, you're out.
Yeah. Haggard is the exact word. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. They're like, we have this hag to play here. You're like, yeah, I don't know. All right. Okay. Fair. Here's one. Another, I think, great icebreaker. Folks listening, feel free to use these at your work, not trademark. What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
Oh my gosh, dude, I love cereal so much. I cannot possibly connote how much I love cereal to the audience listening. But
Yeah.
Recently, because of my daughter, and we started buying for her again, I forgot that Cheerios was like my original favorite. My phases were like pretty not exciting, but I mean, my go-tos were always Cheerios. Then I switched to Corn Flakes, and then I took a hiatus from cereal for a while because I just like didn't want to keep milk. I was really lazy for a while, and then now, okay, so it's these this cereal that my wife gets at Sprouts. That's like it's like Life cereal except way better in my opinion. And so it's like a Chex kind of like Chexy feel with like this really light, like almost cinnamon taste. And I don't know the name of it. And one of the reasons I don't know the name, and you can understand this because you've seen me eat chips and salsa, by the time like I would look at the box, I'm already done eating the entire box. Like the box never lasts more than 14 hours in our house. I just like pour a bowl, eat it. So I actually asked her recently to stop buying it for a while. But yeah, that's my favorite cereal. And then favorite like junk food cereal, like you have to get out of your mind to buy, would be Captain Crunch. Like it's just amazing.
Okay. All right. So this is the bizarro portion of us right now. That like Cheerios was your number one shout out. Like, wow. That was the cereal. You're at your friend's house. You're sleeping over your little guy. You're like, hey, cereal. You're like, sweet, Cheerios? What?
Hey everyone, that's it for the free version of this podcast. If you want to hear the full one, just head over to mikeyop.com and become a premium subscriber. That's MIKEYOPP.com. Thanks for listening.